Hello. All right. Today we're going to talk about net worth and whether, when you have a positive net worth, and you borrow cash for something that you really can't afford, does your net worth go up, increase positively, or decrease negatively? All right. And before we jump into this, here's the new swag gear. I told you this week it was coming. Mental and money. The motto is life makes sense with the dollar sign. So you see it, recognize. I'll put the in the comments. My boy who created this logo, he does a lot of artwork. Great, he did a great job. So now you'll see me with swag gear. All right. All right. So let's get back into the question. So assets and liabilities. So that's how you figure out your net worth, right? At one time, I had a negative net worth. I'm not going to lie to you. I had more liabilities than I did in assets, right? So you want to figure that out. Assets are things that appreciate over time, right? Liabilities are things that depreciate over time, right? And debt, things that you owe. So know the difference between a liability and an asset when you purchase things, right? Purchasing a Gucci wallet or a Louis Vuitton purse, um, it depends on who you ask whether that's an asset or a liability. But for me personally, I'm not getting my total money back that I would if I purchased that particular item. So I look at it as a liability, and folks may look at it as an asset because it may appreciate over time. Who knows? You never know. But let's get into an example, right? So let's just say your assets is 100,000 coming in, your liabilities is 20,000, meaning your debt is 20,000, and you have a net worth of 80,000. You took the 100,000 minus the 20,000. That's how you came up with the net worth of 80,000. Let's say you bought a car, so the car is worth $30,000. So you at the dealer, you got the keys, but you didn't drive away off the lot yet. So right away, your assets increase by 30,000 because the car is worth 30,000 before you drive off the lot. Your liabilities had increased from that 20,000 that you originally had to now 50,000 because 30,000 plus 20,000 is 50,000. And then you have that same net worth of 80,000, right? 130,000 minus 50,000 is still 80,000. So it really didn't increase or decrease, right? But the moment you drive off the lot with that car depreciates in value. That $30,000 now becomes $27,000, right? So that means your liabilities increased by $3,000 and your net worth fell by $3,000, right? So I just want you to understand that originally you had an $80,000 net worth, now it's $77,000 because your car depreciated the moment you drove off the lot. And that's something that you have to understand. When you purchase something, make sure that the value still stays the same. And when you buy a car, that's not true. It drops in value. That's why they have gap insurance, so that if you get into an accident, something happens to the car, it gets totaled. That gap insurance covers the gap between the original amount that you pay versus what the actual car value actually is. All right. Now, on the flip side, let's say you buy an appreciating asset like real estate. So let's say the real estate is $300,000, right? And the property value rises to $350,000, right? So in that particular case, your net worth will increase by $50,000, even though you still owe the liability of owning the home of $300,000. But the asset itself went up to 350, so that's the difference between the 350 and the 300,000. That means you have an increase in your net worth of 50,000. Now I've experienced that myself because I'm a homeowner, and my home actually increased in value by almost 100% now because of the property values now. So I get to add that to my net worth. So it looks good on paper, but it's all wrapped up in a property. All right. So the bottom line is debt can amplify wealth creation, right? Because of the things that you buy. It depends on what you buy. But debt alone is not wealth. You can use debt to acquire wealth, but debt alone is not going to equal wealth, like student loans and those things, right? But if you get a job or a company, and you leverage that education, then that's how you reap the benefits. All right. I know I went a little long because I had to show you the swag gear. But I'm gonna leave you with a Bible verse, Proverbs 22, verse 7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Don't forget, go to mentalandmoney.com. I'm gonna put it down here below. Check it out. The new announcement is gonna come soon. I'm just trying to get some things done, some red tape done. Once I have that, I'll be able to promote it to you. All right, thank you. Have a great day.